Good news! Animals have souls, and so do plants. However, there is some bad news, which is none of us are going to heaven. Well, at least according to Aristotle. Aristotle, like Plato, understood the soul as a life-giving force. However, Aristotle largely rejects Plato's mind-body dualism. According to Plato, the real you is your soul. It can exist independently of the body, its relationship to which is entirely contingent. That is to say, you will have a different body when, after your death, your soul returns to Earth, following its heavenly visitation in the realm of the forms. Aristotle accepts the existence of the soul, but denies that it is an independent substance. There is no soul and body, there is just a soul-body composite. In contrast to Plato's explicit dualism, Aristotle advocates hylomorphism. According to hylomorphism, natural organisms are composed of matter and form. A plant is made up of cells, its matter, arranged and organised into certain structures, its form, which then perform living functions. And this has nothing to do, by the way, with Plato's forms. Without form, you just have a splodge of matter. It is the soul that is the form of the body. It is a structuring, organising principle. Just as how you cannot separate an imprint in wax from the wax itself, so the soul, the form, cannot be separated from the body. This would seemingly suggest that there was no afterlife for Aristotle, that when the body dies, the soul ceases to exist. However, he does briefly flirt with the idea that the intellect, or at least part of it, might be separable from the body, although his position remains far from clear. In Aristotle's teleological conception of nature, he describes four causes which together account for why things are the way that they are. The formal cause is that which gives something its form or shape. The soul, therefore, is the formal cause of the body. And yes, as I said earlier, plants have souls. For Aristotle, there are three types of soul: the nutritive, the sensitive, and the rational. They are hierarchically arranged in order of complexity. First, we have the nutritive soul possessed by plants. It contains the powers of reproduction, nourishment, and growth. Next, we have the sensitive soul, possessed by animals. It contains all the same powers as the nutritive soul, with the addition of sense perception, the ability to see, smell, hear, taste, and touch, as well as the power of locomotion. Finally, there's the rational soul, the soul possessed by human beings. At the highest level of complexity, the rational soul encompasses all of the powers of both the sensitive and the nutritive soul, but with the addition of reason. It's what allows us to think. As a result, the soul is not just the formal cause of the body. At the same time, it's the final cause of the body. Now, the final cause is the purpose or telos of an organism. The soul, by giving powers to the body, provides the body as a now living thing with a purpose. For example, the purpose of human beings involves rational activity. And so the soul is the final cause of the body because it directs the organism towards its natural functions or purpose, whether nutrition, sensation, or rationality. Consequently, Aristotle also describes the soul as the first actuality of the body. And like Aristotle, we can draw an analogy with tools to help us explain this point. The purpose of a hammer is to hammer and prise out nails, but there's a difference between a hammer actually being utilised, thereby fulfilling its function, and one that is merely sitting there unused in a toolbox. Remember, for Aristotle, natural things move from a state of potential to actual as they grow and develop into fulfilling their purpose. Now, the unused hammer in the toolbox, if it were a living thing of course, is beyond a state of potential. It is, after all, a finished product and fit for purpose. It is a good hammer, as Aristotle might say. However, it's not currently fulfilling its purpose. Its purpose is not to sit in a toolbox, it's to be doing what hammers are designed to do. It does, however, have the capacity to fulfill its purpose. All you have to do is pick it up and use it. Such an unused hammer would be in a state of first actuality. First actuality is a realised capacity that does not require continuous exercise. It's having the intrinsic power or ability to do something, but not doing it right now. The hammer has the power to hammer nails, but it's currently not in use, so it's first actuality. When the hammer is actually in use, hammering and prizing out nails to its heart's content, that is second actuality. What does this mean for the soul? Well, the soul is first actuality. In Aristotle's words, it is the first actuality of a body which potentially has life. That is to say, it is the realised capacity for life. It makes a living thing actually alive, even when its powers like sensation or thought aren't currently being exercised. The soul cannot be second actuality because you're not constantly utilising the powers of the soul all at once. Think about when you're asleep. Or think about the fact that you're not constantly reproducing. In any case, the soul is still first actuality. You always have the soul's powers. You're just not utilising those powers all the time. To sum up what we've learnt today, the soul is both the formal cause and the final cause of the body, because it both structures the body and directs its functions. It's also both the final cause and first actuality, because the soul gives the body its purpose, while also being the realised capacity that allows the body to fulfil that purpose. I hope that all makes sense. Thank you for watching. See you next time.